He writes, "Crystallization reveals what appears to be concealed, but that was never actually concealed." And the second is from his book of poems called The Bloods. And he writes, "Light is but a purer darkness." Okay. Roman street sweeper, which is a reference to Roman Road in Bow, East London. Okay. "It was from chance that we leapt and scurried through tight magic inlets. We saw leaping for the kind of gnosis soon incinerating itself with gleams from custom starship rims. There's a new reach for the same back and forth talk about becoming a halo, speaking in streaks and shards of black ice in each other's shadows, lit up on Roman Road. We swear it's us drawn out and us snapped back to tug by even a chink of perspective. Lapping folds we couldn't step to connect through the phone to this side of the dark, sensing hot ops through side door shop front windows, flowing of curbs like about a street sweeper, doing your thing without face. Watch how we move on telepathic screens, soft life like vital spiritual food, our directives now flat from the relief of being seen hard to press." Technomarine. Technomarine is just a brand of watch that was quite popular for early grime artists to wear, and it also makes appearances in some of their lyrics too. After Monkstar, Klein, and Skepta. Sonic press to jet the more not less force, pound by force, to lucidly wake up your 2-bit dreaming tendrils, your neck back tingling in this cyclical mind trap. Sonic press to jet the more not less force, pound by force, to lucidly wake up your 2-bit dreaming tendrils, your neck back tingling in this cyclical mind trap. Still on underground London train, can't see the lost and found. Misheard some kid say fall short of essence and spectacle. Shot of gleam of jewel with the force of a technomarine. To connect them all looks around the pressure encrusted, iced out skip and lack of any protection. Soon sent to leave landing in dense set space where hope is coldest for the hope to relay. Lifetime jest among the bricks and burners after you, chasing the same boreal Saturn, already so many stars like death and re-emergence. I wanna stay freeze blank with the hope, more time seen lost to heart's own smog mystic highway. But let's say when you walk the wind blows after the fact, you're not even more real inchoate life, not notoriously anodyne, silent, bleating, hearing body heat get spun in the park. The next poem is called Star Bright Ice, which is a line from a poem by Etheridge Knight, who was a African-American prison poet. Okay. Sense Orion's sliding, shining ice, glass, metal, selene. You might see me in the rhythm in the streets, real heavens dark. Breath, bleed, crang, paradisal. Overtures as if Cupid drops through polished screens. Rested, folded seals, rest-filled harmonic, that you listen and know not to get it twisted. We'll star them through gazing. This your last borealis over each indistinct meridian, enfleshed but slowed down, turned out on a gurney. It isn't cheap in south or east, so you leave early. Spider knots and hitches on warm waterways, visitations for blonks, tuned up, leaving them clean in two. We don't matter about holding what time needed, sending us circling off-white like Virgil, it's real life, not virtue. Limitless empty orchestral lines, evil gully, jars and listens, cuts through on resurfacing crystal verge from the heights of outdoor plazas. It's a plush morn dragging ice and smoke into subtension. Each and every one of them bars will make you scream side by side. Soft spread lyrical arsenic with the coefficient of an ancient glacier locked up like shine. Intimacy's compound registers bending true astronomical north. Whether it's one of your people, jump in the ride with one of your people's cold dress codes, phasing out by streetlight, bleached by bomb light. Not our usual night walk from the deep, spliced, unleavened, mixing star-bright ice, segued from chance. Water. The last poem in this sequence is called Faux Ice, or the Same as Fantasy. This is also a draft, so I'm testing it all out on you. Thank you. Okay. Half-mast appetition in the mist at eye level, lurks whipping long over the dim-lit cranging. Two head-turners at the risk of sunset, bodied over draping hopes for last orders at the tip of last mast next to two marching bands. Flag them far, far off the way, clasping too many stars in their hands. Distant ocean tides of exoplanets past this cordoned center of the township left us in doubt, guessing whose life enters our intravenal layers and layers of unreachable looks dipping out through a copse. Clothes soaking a cistern wet right down to the touch of bone. Fresh with ludic dreaming a more manifest, you make it sound so beautiful, cut off from the ding on sitch, you're not more real or real from the heart, you sing too much still from the crisp, crepuscular, noiseless flecks of magenta shine on a wake you wave with. It sticks to the brain like sound bites from the Wizard of Oz. Cuts to render a cold reach along a strewn league of chapels. Go back gathering up all your worn writtens donned sickly sweet, drawn from cop streams without purchase. Shout out, this winged beat flies a cold stare. Listen and let it in through your heartbeat's chain of rings. Head down flat to the chest on the jaw side. One other world through which you miss the point of fact of who's talking back to you now. Bint this effort for precision verse, brutally holding to your last deck text of air, surfacing far removed inside the heads of steel bars. We've been lost and been lamed, casted indexing a shared lesion, counted 10 shots to the back of the scully under black pastel blue and felts of hawthorn. We created a constellation against the world as an illusion of separation on our backs. Dust and density just trying to glean a swerve, waking dark after images in decantatory notes of E, look. Audible glints cresting small bays and shores, tendering city waves and germinative thralls. Make the miraculous crang lift and circumvent a hollow mast's glib rejoinders. Cove a stone blanched polynomial long an ocean surface tension, clanging the constant presence of disaster and discovery. The brink rubs touches unhandled, indirect winch or haul, forever grasping on the move, for the ground is suspect, calling everything to pass. It's all curtains for them, not our black bodies anymore, for even to be corpsed by mistake. Flecky, inexpressible pathway, sifted earth, bitter solid, lacerating dint down a minted sunrise. White faces cause friction burn like fine ice with the pressure of dark stars. An apple core in an apple rings out a weightless, now hollow backroad sound to a secret keepsake. Distended and depositional passage, diamond cut by hard scorn, but see, they can't see the view that I see. The view that I see is too icy. Look. I'll finish up with one last poem from the book, fleshed out all the corners. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, okay, this is it. Okay. This poem is called Still Dark Wash Gushed Us, Spinning Us Black. Ethereal dreaming that we crossed, short-circuiting all cadences of the heartbeat, no change to the words untimely bussing, that we hear us from all ends of the visceral clamour in single myriads, unseen from when we made realness forever return, burst baseness of verse, to link us outside without running on a pull-up in the darkness, leading deep enough to get us lost in remaining in whole arrays of sun, carrying inside us each celestial movement without change, making us see change, all along remembering our share of coalescence. What are we to look at? And how saying it won't figure a line of flight, jade of fluidity, pon air we dress in glints of sunset. Eyes touch waters humming mid-drift out of focus, rotates its pulsations, so much history just settled there as an arc-leveling suite of denuded sea greens into fuchsia pink F majors, breaking live notes and looks away like surf. Evidence of things not seen as black, blue, vermilion. Deck of flesh over dusk in its already dawning. Dust kicked up dawning, with only tertiary gleams to signal dying, seen woven into the impossible, seen stirring our siphonophores, diasporic at the same time seeing us in our lofty originary leave, roving where we are all the way to this thing dispersed. Round here we got our place in the sun, saying even then what happens to our straining to feel? Leaning, seeing wind in between the oppressed, times gone spurious around sameness of exhaustion, conjectures of detritus that we breathe from their dry fores, an ashen finesse. We hosts of their memories' high water, mineral echoes of grief, can't help but fall in and out the dark wash together. Held up, jettison, away from self-snaring, couldn't get away whispering ultramarine, knowing full capture in escape. No more sacred in the small outside, that no one else heard the system in the stoma. None listened in for love, but for apotheosis, rewrote the blank indeterminate main. Fleet of foot through stone, your marsh, meadowwood, unlike day star, ritual, still life, the fuck, the police. A black body is sacred everywhere, leaving no clues. Unlike day star, ritual, still life, the fuck, the police. A dead black body is sacred everywhere, leaving no clues. Raised interlacing sheets of sleet ice in the iris under a deep rift. Thanks.